Welcome to All About Investments, an education series by Arohan. In this series, we try to demystify investment for retail investors. In this introductory module, we would be covering the reason why we invest and when we reach financial independence, what are different kind of investment options and how you create a portfolio out of this investment option to reduce your risk and optimize your return. Fundamentally, if you look at why we invest, is during our productive age, our savings may be higher, our income may be higher, and we accumulate to meet different defined life stage goals, like buying different kind of assets, children's education, daughter's marriage. Finally, at some stage, if we have done well, we reach financial independence when we become less, and at that stage, we have become less productive. The base case is that everyone is living longer and you have to prepare for a long retirement life. And also, you want to retire at will to follow your passions. Find out when you have reached financial independence. It is very important to understand financial independence in a quantitative manner. Financial independence is essentially a stage where your nest egg generates enough returns to fund your living expenses in an inflation protected manner. Now, your living expenses may vary, but suppose your living expenses at today's prices are 10,000 per month, then if your nest egg is about 30 lakhs, you can get a inflation protected 10,000 per month for perpetuity. And if you have about 20 lakhs, then it can support you for about 30 years. Now, with this figure, uh, if your need is 10,000 per month lifestyle, then you need about anything between 20 to 30 lakhs. And at that stage, you become financially independent. If your need is 1 lakh per month, then you will need to have 2 to 3 crores. And it will include all your assets, including your real estate. For this computation, you can get into our financial planning module, customize it for yourself. Then we look at different kind of investment options. Now, traditionally, agricultural land and gold were the primary asset class before 1970s. We were a very small monetary economy. Real estate, urban real estate, emerged as very attractive class in 1970s. Right? During the at this stage also financial assets were small. Financial assets came into limelight only after first phase of reforms in 1991, and now with the new economic environment for next 5 to 20 years, financial assets are likely to outperform physical assets. There is a clear shift from physical assets to financial assets, but the current situation, three-fourths of the assets of the household wealth is invested into physical asset, and only one-fourth of the asset is invested into financial assets. It clearly means that we are going to see a shift, and we need to understand the financial assets in great details too. But once we have understood each of these assets, the important thing is how do we mix all of them to create our portfolio. For that, you have to first understand different asset classes. We will take you through different asset classes in next modules so that you understand risk and return of each asset class. You also understand liquidity of asset class because for your goals, it's very important to have a liquidity dimension also. Once you have understood broad asset classes, then you need to understand yourself, your financial profiling. It has two dimensions, your needs. So your financial needs need to be analyzed. And on the second dimension, your risk profiling needs to be done to kind of find out how much of risk you can take without to meet your psychological build-up. Once you have understood you and once you have understood the asset classes, then you need to create a portfolio, right? By mixing different asset classes, right? And this has to be done so that it matches your risk level, and at that risk level, it optimizes the return. And the way you, once you have done asset allocation, then you need to kind of implement it using low cost, tax efficient tools. The one time asset allocation keeps getting supplemented as you save during your accumulation phase. Even otherwise, you need to monitor and rebalance. Every time you add to your portfolio, you have a rebalancing opportunity. Even otherwise, you do rebalancing at periodic level. You can do active rebalancing and passive rebalancing, right? Which we will discuss later, but it's important that you do that. If you follow these basic steps, you would be able to ensure that your tax adjusted return beats inflation by a good margin. Experts target 6%, but even retail investors should be able to get about 4% real return, which needs to be added to inflation to calculate the overall return. This was useful to you. You can now look at our education series on different asset classes before looking at portfolio creation. Thank you.